everybody and their neighbor. Welcome back to Gear and Gigs. I'm your host, Jet Stone. So glad you guys could stop by today. I have with me one of my favorite people, Stacy Venn. Stacy, how the heck are you doing today?
Just doing marvelous. How are you doing?
Awesome. I'm doing good. You know, we're in Texas. He's in Texas. We're not together. We're zooming it up, pandemic style, as you know. That's the way we currently roll. Someday it'll be different. We'll be back together. But for now, we got this high-tech Zoom situation, and we got some amplifier and guitar fiasco to go through with you. What we're going to do today is interesting. I think it's interesting. I've always been a big phaser fan. Stacy, as you know, if you're a regular viewer, is not a fan of any pedals. Gas pedals.
Yeah.
I forgot
like
about
a gas
that one.
pedal.
There you go, gas pedal. Yeah, I don't even like those. I like electric pedals. So he likes gas pedals. But other than that, he's not a pedal fan. So it's my job, as you know, a pedal guy, to convince him that pedals are okay and occasionally he should use one. And today I'm going to bring back a little blast from the past and something new, a brand new cutting edge-ish. So what we have today is, I don't know if you can see here behind me, but we've got the original Maestro Phaser.
That's a blast from the past there, for
That
sure.
It's in great shape. It's in great condition. It's basically an in and out phaser, not stereo, it's mono. And you have three settings. You can have three different speeds. They're exclusive. You have a slow, a medium, and a fast. It's so easy. And the nice thing about this is unlike any other phaser I've ever seen in my life, is it ramps up and down from the speeds to the next speed that you selected. So it's not an instantaneous thing. So it's like a Leslie changing speeds, especially if you go from the fast to the slow and avoid the medium. You can get a real Leslie thing. And you'll hear as I play it, shades of Rush, shades of Led Zeppelin, shades of, I don't know if Floyd actually used one, but it sure sounds like it occasionally. There's a lot of those guys from the 70s that use this particular phaser. Now, it's huge. As you can see, the amount of real estate that this thing takes up. You could, I think, 2 condos and a small parking garage, if I'm not mistaken. You could actually use it as a pedal board, as you can see here. But, you know, it's not super practical. So what we're going to do is find the modern alternative as well. And that's the Heptode Virtuoso that you see parked right next to it. Let me get my fingers where it's supposed to go. There. The Heptode Virtuoso, considerably smaller. What is it, a fourth the size, give or take? About the same thickness. It also has only 3 choices, fast, medium, and slow, and they also ramp. It's supposed to be a clone of the circuit. It sounds like you're going to hear. I almost said what I thought, and God forbid I should do that now. That's right.
Spoiler alert, right.
So today we've got, I know you want to know, we've got an AVRI Strat from, I don't know, probably 2000 or maybe just slightly before. Rosewood neck. It's a 62 reissue. Just a basic Strat. Amplifier wise, we've got our trusty Class 5, our Marshall Class 5. We got it set for clean. So I've got both of them going through the Carl Martin combinator down here at my feet. And that'll allow me to switch between them and not go through both of them sequentially. So it's only going to be going through one of them at any given time. Everything's powered on clean power, and we've got it running. We got a tube mic going into a liquid channel set up to emulate, I think, a British desk, like a Neve. And then it's going through a Digico console and into the computer. All right. Reverb is coming out of the console over here, not the amp, because it doesn't have any. It doesn't have much of anything. Bass, middle, treble, and volume. That's it. Not even any master volume. All right.
That's all, right. That's all you need, right?
Okay, so here, let's establish our basic clean tone. I have to reach over every once in a while and turn off my mic here so that you don't get the room sound. Okay, that's our basic tones on neck and bridge. That's what we like to test it with. Doesn't sound too bad.
That Marshall don't suck.
No,
sounds
the
good.
Marshall don't suck.
The Strat.
Yeah. think that's been a combination for success before.
Once or twice.
Once or twice, maybe. Well, look, Google it. Get back to us on that. We don't know. No, I'm just teasing. Okay. All right, so let's try the old one first. The old one, the ancient one, the wisdom-filled '70s model. It's not a reissue, by the way. It is original. I'll turn it off. The power will be on, but I won't have any of the phasers selected, and you can just run it dry through there. So I'll do that first to give you a sound, and then I'll go through the slow speed, the medium speed, the fast speed, and then I'll go back to the slow and fast a couple of times between, so you can hear the ramp up and whatnot.
All right.
So it gives you a lot of that Leslie ability to do that kind of stuff. I'm not thinking about the chords I'm playing to stay in key, so I'm so sorry. I know these are not songs. I'm just trying to play things that I think might demonstrate the phaser ability and give you some idea of how you might use it yourself. But
yeah. It's so especially seems like the middle setting. The slow is nice because you can kind of leave it there, right? You get a little bit of a kind of a texture thing going on.
Okay, so that's the Maestro. Once again, huge
Okay.
amount of real estate. Has a hardwired cord a two-prong hardwired cord, so it's not an adapter or a battery. You got to
Oh, wow.
has
Okay.
an actual attached cord, like
Oh, yeah.
a
I haven't
coach.
seen that in a while. Right.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they didn't have anything else back then, right? That would have been the thing. Put in.
Right.
So okay, so let's go to the Heptode Virtuoso and see how it does,
Okay.
and then we'll
So,
come back and do a back and back comparison.
okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
first the same thing without, then I'll turn on slow, I'll do the medium, I'll do the fast, then I'll go fast slow a couple of times to give you an idea of the ramping. So the nice thing is you can, if just like an organ player, you can keep hitting the high and low and kind of keep it in that middle ground where it's constantly changing, which is also sometimes a
Mhm.
very cool atmospheric sort of a thing to do. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I felt that the first one, um, atmospheric is really a great word because that's what that one, the first one feels like. The little one seems more bright and kind of a little more brittle than the vintage one just seems like a soft, warm, fuzzy chair that you go sit down in and you feel good about it, right? Because it builds this whole atmosphere, right?
right, right, right.
Um, but didn't quite get that. The little one's a little more edgy. I'm not really sure why.
Okay. Well,
So
let's do it back to back. I'll set them both on
okay,
slow, and then I'll just go between the two.
all right,
I'll start with the older one, and I'll go between the two.
all right.
The brighter one is the newer one.
Okay.
Yeah, the
So
brighter one
that's
is the newer one. So maybe it's got a better buffer. Maybe my cord lengths aren't exactly the same. It could be. Although it
hmm.
does seem like it's probably just a circuit difference in the old circuit versus the new, Okay, let's compare them on the fast setting. I'm going to start once again on the Maestro, and I'm going to try to keep them straight this time. There are distinct similarities,
Right.
but there are a lot of differences.
Yeah.
It's not just a volume difference, although that's hard to overlook, and the brightness, which once again, both of those could be a buffer situation. Um, it makes me think maybe we should try a buffer going out of the Maestro.
A buffer. What kind of buffer?
Oh, like a little JHS or a Boogie or
Oh,
something,
I
little
see.
inline little buffer.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I have never. Let's see. Not a
Right, you're
pedal
not a
guy.
pedal guy, right?
So,
Well, that would
when
I
you
meant to bring that level up, but even
start talking
still,
buffer, I'm thinking like aspirin. You know.
not buffer in. Oh, like a power buffer, like for a car.
Yeah. We'll polish it up a little bit, right?
No,
Yeah.
but irrespective of that, the sound of the older one is it's like the mix is up more. There's like more phaser
Yeah.
going on. In some
Well,
ways,
okay.
it could be
Yeah,
too much sometimes, but
maybe right. But the newer one I really liked on the fast speed and as a rhythm. Like doing a faster rhythm because it held up. There was a little more definition. The older one gets a little kind of muddy in that playing situation, right?
it's like chunking
So
along kind of a thing.
yeah,
Well, let me try
yeah.
that because I didn't pay attention. Let me try it.
All right.
Yeah, I ended up on the newer one. Yeah, it does kind of. It's like sits on top more rather
Oh,
than
okay, yeah. So the
rolling
second
around the
one was the
bottom.
newer one.
Second
Okay,
one's
yeah,
the
yeah.
newer one. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
is that the one you like better for the faster one?
I yeah. I think so.
Let's try the middle. We'll compare middles. Wait a minute. I don't want to compare middles, dude. I'm so sorry. No offense.
Yeah.
Not, maybe I just don't feel comfortable, but it's on me. No, wait.
All right.
You know where I'm going with that. All
No,
right. I don't want to know. All right, here we go. Much more similar in this one, don't you think?
yeah. The middle is hard to tell them apart.
It is. How
And
strange.
yeah.
The Heptode, the newer one, seems to have more noise. It
Oh
seems to be
yeah.
pumping out a little bit of more bottom
More.
end noise. Um, I'll tell you what, let me turn the gate off. I'll turn the gate off of that mic and let's listen to just the self generated noise. I'll make sure the guitar volume's down. And let me see, that channel is there. Okay, so here's the Maestro. Okay, and here's the Heptode.
Oh yeah, you can even hear it over Zoom. Yeah, a little more background hiss, hum.
That could be as simple as a ground loop. It could just be a ground loop in here. They're both plugged into the same thing though. So I'm not sure. It does seem like it might be a possibility that the Heptode puts out more noise. I hadn't noticed it, to be honest. I haven't noticed it in other uses where, oh, I'm getting this noise. So it could just be a situation
Right.
we've got right now. But even if it is, then clearly it's just more susceptible to that. It's
Right.
probably because it's
Right.
using a wall wart as opposed to an internal power supply, I would assume.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe the external ones are louder.
I would bet that they are,
Typically.
or more finicky, or maybe they rely more on placement for optimal
Mm.
sound or noise. Whereas the nice thing about the old one is it's plug in and go, and you just don't think about it. The bad part is it's fragile, it's valuable, and it's
It's
huge.
hard, probably hard to find.
Well, they're hard to
Harder
find.
to
They're not
find.
they're not cheap. They're what, $400 or $500 minimum. They go up to 1,000 depending on the condition and stuff. Whereas
Wow.
the Heptode, I think, I'll flash the price on the Heptode, and there you go. That's what it is. I knew that all along. I was just messing with you. So there's a big difference in price in
There's
general.
my surprise look.
Right. Oh, there you go. Well done. I think that the Maestro is awesome. I think it's probably hard to beat for that tone, but it's also just so big and the other compromises.
It's
So it really
definitely
comes down to it.
big.
Yeah, it's so big. It's not heavy. It's very lightweight, actually. I'm sure there's basically an incredible amount of empty space in there,
Yeah, it's empty inside.
which is what I'm
There's
sure
a
the Heptode people went, well, can't we just maybe there's a case to be made that for some pedals like a fuzz or perhaps this or simple circuits or primitive circuits that giving you more space in the cabinet of the pedal is better, spaces things out, keeps things from intermodulating. Or I have no idea if that any bears any fruit if you follow that electronically down the rabbit hole, but it just uh, it just sounds better. We're going to leave it at that. Stace, have we convinced you to buy
so
either one of these? Are you convinced on either pedal?
well. I'm, like I said, I might be a pedal skeptic, but I'm not a pedal denier, and definitely these kind of my first pedal ever.
Mhm.
I mean, like 112 years ago or so,
Right. Mhm.
was a phase shifter, an MXR Phase 90.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Phaser was my first pedal too. I got mine in
and
an old PV Deuce amp, a 212
oh,
tube amp, one of the few tube amps from back then. Some dude had it, and I got it really old and beat up, but it had a phaser with a built-in foot switch. It's like you could just hit the foot switch and turn your phaser, reverb,
wow,
change your channels. It was like, what? Yeah, it
right.
was not a bad phaser,
That's
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I like phasers, and I mean that's the phaser underneath everything is a really big part of the Van Halen sound, and I
that's
mean you
true.
can't do well. I used to fake play Robin Trower before I found out that it was not a phaser.
Right, that'd be like a rotovibe or a, whatever they call it,
Yeah,
univibe.
yeah,
Univibe. Although a
right,
univibe is just a four-phase phaser. That's all it
right.
is. It's still a phaser, and so that sound can be copied. It's
So
like the Gilmore stuff, also using a univibe or that kind of thing. But
right.
although he often used it with a Leslie at the same time, so that could give you this
So
combination.
yeah, you
Of
can
like, how
get
do
a
I
whole
top
different
that?
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, or two phasers in a row. I never
that's
tried that,
interesting.
but
Yeah, I've never. Well, MXR has a phaser called the MXR Phase 99. I actually have one.
no, yeah,
Maybe we'll do that
that's
as
a
a
double phase.
test. Yeah, we'll do that
Maybe,
as a
yeah.
test next time. That might be nice. And it has two
Okay.
phasers that you can run either in stereo or mono,
Hmm.
and then you can run them synced together, or you can
Hmm.
run them
Or chain,
separately, and then you can
right?
change how the speed of each one independently to get all kinds of
Uh, oh yeah, that's cool.
almost a chorusing
So
phasing thing if you get things just right, or a flanging
yeah,
phasing thing.
yeah, and so those kind of effects, I'm probably more really receptive to these kind of chorus and phaser and delay effects,
Mhm.
time-based kind of things than I really am to. I'm a little harder sell on the distortion
Overdrives and distortions.
and fuzz and things
Yeah.
like that because I feel like that really comes out in the amp
I can
a
get
little
that. I
bit.
can get that. Well,
Yeah.
I can think of some pedals we may have to challenge you with on that one too. The
Okay.
the Beatronics Royal Jelly comes to mind. That's a
Okay.
particularly amp-like pedal. Joey Callio, I don't know if he still used it, but
So,
a friend of the show, Joey Callio, used to use one of those too.
oh,
And
okay.
I've got one that might be worth checking out. But
All right.
so which one is it? The old or the new?
Well, because the middle speed, I think it was the really comparable with the two of them, and the slow speed was good. I would get the smaller one just because smaller footprint, more modern, easier to find. You know, I think I'd probably go with the newer one. I do like the sound of the older one, but I think I could probably dial with the newer one a little bit.
So all things considered, it's the newer one. All right, there it is.
There it is.
Right.
There
Well,
you
at
have
least
it.
we've got you interested in that one, the Heptode Virtuoso. Check it out online. I'll put some links below in the description. I can't really put links in for the Maestro very well. You know,
You got to find them on Reverb.
worth a read. It's an interesting read to read about how Maestro came up with a lot of the stuff. And of course, that's Gibson. Maestro is Gibson, right? That was back in the day. That was them doing their electronics. So it's really a Gibson pedal. How weird is that?
Right. There you go.
That's
Wow.
right. They kind of invented pedals. Maestro did, of course, the very first fuzz. The Maestro, I believe, was it. So
Yeah.
has a good provenance in any case. And it was famously used by Alex Lifeson. So for many, many years, that was his pedal of choice for all that phaser stuff on all the Rush songs. So I should have played a Rush song, but we don't want to get a copyright issue, so I won't do that.
No, there you go. Yeah. Don't want that.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining
All
us
right.
again for Convince the pedal skeptic. Oh no, pedal resistant Stacy.
Right.
And I'll put some links below to Stacy's music as well. You got to check that out. And in the meantime, for Stacy and myself, Jet Stone, thanks so much for joining us on Gear and Gigs, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us, everybody, for another episode of Gear and Gigs. Hey, before you leave, don't forget to subscribe so you can find out about the new upcoming episodes. And stick around for another episode. We're bound to be just as entertaining. Until next time, take care.